Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Call it a market crash, call it a correction, call it a collapse, call it whatever you want, a bubble, a real estate bubble. We are seeing it happening all around the country. We're going to show you maps. We're going to show you some evidence that prices are being reduced.
Yes, they are. And it was not this way a very short time ago. And we're going to show you proof of this.
Yeah, and the big thing is, buyers, I said it before, keep yourself in ready mode, right? Because I don't know no one knows how much the prices are going to correct. We're going to compare what's going on right now. These links are dropped in our show notes if you'd like to check it out yourself. But we're citing Fortune, a publication from Fortune, also Lance Lambert, these maps are going to show you, and also the research that the real estate initiative at Florida Atlantic University, what they have done in 2007, prior to the 2008 crisis that we all knew, the housing collapse. And we're going to show you how the maps look really familiar. Because what they've done is they have said that we're in an overvalued market, and they have broken down the highest overvalued states and cities in the country, and we're going to compare those right now to what we saw in 2000 or what they developed, and we all witnessed from 2007 to the 2008 crash.
And there are a lot of parallels in specific markets, and I encourage you, and I'm sure Todd does as well, to check this out yourself.
Absolutely. So let's go ahead and get started here. So basically, we are breaking down. We can't talk about the whole country. That's why we encourage you to check out your own state, your own city where you're maybe looking to buy, or if you're a seller and you're wondering what the heck's going to happen to my home value price, my price that I could sell it for a couple months ago. My opinion is that we saw the top of this round of the market. We know that pricing in general in real estate is an investment. I'm not a financial advisor, I'm a real estate broker, but I can tell you that we all know in the real estate industry that housing is a permanence of investment, but you can buy at the top and you can buy in the bottom. Nobody knows when they hit the top, and nobody knows when they hit the bottom until after it happened, right? But we're going to show you here on my screen, we kind of broke down a couple hot markets, because a lot of the comments that I've received on some of our podcasts are, I live in Arizona, in Phoenix and Scottsdale, and, we're not going to see a slowdown because we're just ramping up. Well, we're going to show you. So on the screen here, we've kind of broken down a couple primary states where we have seen major growth, and Florida is one of them. Everybody's saying, everybody's moving to Florida. The sky is not going to fall. So we're going to go ahead and dive into some of this research here. So you can see the metro area, the cities, and then the state. What we're looking at here is a 2007 column of the percentage of overvalued prices for real estate in these markets. So as you can see here, we'll just take this Phoenix, Mesa, and Scottsdale, for example. In 2007, the research showed that 58.61% overvalued the pricing. And then what happened a year later in the crisis of 2008, the crash of 2008, is that prices dropped on average a 35.5%. Okay. And then the maps are going to show you, we're going to turn to them in a second here, where in March of 22, it's showing you that they're saying that 55.5%, the price right now is 55.5% overvalued, kind of mirrors a little bit. Again, Tucson, 49.76, right now, 40.73% overvalued. It lost 21.2%. If we look down here, Riverside, San Bernardino, Ontario, California. In 2007, it was valued 80% overvalued, almost 81%. The prices, they had a major reduction, 40% home price drop in 2008. And then here we are, 30%, so not quite as high, but 30% price overvalued. Cape Coral, Fort Myers, Florida, back in 2007, 75.77% overvalued. It was cut in half in 2008, so you could buy those houses half price in 2008. Right now, we're climbing back up at about 50.8% overvalued. You can see the rest of this list. And again, you can dive in a little bit. Links are in the show notes. Check it out for yourself. But we're seeing, right?
Yeah, we're seeing it. And when you pull up the map, you're going to really get a great visual of specifically what we're talking about in these areas.
Okay, guys, so as we're looking at these maps, the reason why I encourage you to check out your own state and city is because they're interactive. So they're really cool. And so I have March 2007 here, right before the big crash in 08. And then I have March here of 2022. And as I said, if you just hover over top, for example, I'm hovering over Tampa, St. Petersburg, Clearwater, Florida, you can see where it was 61.12% overvalued in 2007. And then I can come over here and we can look at the comparison map, which says, 49.21% overvalued. So you can kind of exchange back and forth. But what I want you to pay attention to here is that this research is really showing, when we look at this, these color gradients up here, is it kind of goes from, more of the orange and the yellow, which we don't really see. We see one area here that is in the orange that is actually undervalued, is considered to be undervalued where the prices are right now, which is in Austin, Round Rock, Georgetown, Texas. Okay. I don't know anything about that area. My guess is it's a remote area. I don't know. I could be wrong. But what I do know is that when I'm looking at the degree to which regional home prices are considered overvalued or undervalued, most of the country in '07, right before the crash, was overvalued. And this dark purple being, plus 30%. And we can just look at some of these guys. This says it's 80.76% overvalued here in Riverside, San Bernardino, Ontario, California. So as we're looking at these charts, I want you to understand that you can see a lot of the similarities, a lot of the same colors that are happening. But again, as we look at where we are right now, there is nothing that is considered undervalued.
Nothing. And it's very interesting to see how, I hate to say, we go back and look how things were in the past and it's repeating itself, but it is very interesting to just point out some of the same areas are, again, overvalued.
Yes. So what I'd like to do is just take a minute and show you our board behind us. And basically, guys, we went on to realtor.com. Okay, and this was this morning. And we basically put in some of these main areas that we're showing you on the map here because we wanted to see what's going on right now, right? So just to give you an example, and this is, you guys can check it out, go to realtor.com. You can actually search homes for sale, all prices. Then what I want you to do is click on the filter that says price reduced. And that's going to let you know how many of those houses, or show you all of the houses that have had price reductions. Now keep in mind, I'm sure in every market, and even in the top, there were some that were showing that there was some price reductions, right? We're not saying that prices weren't reduced through the height of the market, but what we are saying is we're seeing an increase in the areas that showed the most growth. We're seeing some of the highest percentages of decrease right now. So if we take Phoenix, Mesa, Scottsdale, right now, as of this morning, there was 4,674 homes active for sale. 800 of those homes have experienced a price reduction, which equals 17.11% of the homes for sale have experienced a recent price reduction. Now, as you look, if you check these numbers, or they're going to fluctuate, but if you check for yourself on realtor.com, what you're going to notice is a lot of these houses that have experienced the price reductions are under contract. They're in pending status, okay, which means that somebody saw great value when that price went down. Now, we don't know what they actually sell for until it closes, but what we do know, guys, is that it had a price reduction, which meant that it required a price reduction for some reason to get somebody to put it under contract. And then you'll also notice that despite the price reductions, and some of these are $5,000, $11,000, $30,000 price reductions, a lot of these are still for sale. So we believe that we're going to see even more come on the market. But Cape Coral, Fort Myers, again, very hot area, 5,005 houses available, 655 experienced price reductions, 13.08% of the homes reduced. Tampa, St. Pete, Clearwater, 2,901 homes, 342 of those have seen price reductions for 11.78%. Not percent in price reduction, 11.78% of the houses available for sale have been reduced in price. What I find the most alarming, guys, is Las Vegas and Paradise, okay, Nevada. 4,370 houses on the market, 733 of those price reduced for a whopping 16.77% of the houses experiencing a price reduction right now. Seattle, Washington, Tacoma, and Bellevue, 818, 90 of them price reduced, and 11% price reduction. So guys, as you see what we're looking at here in comparison, going back to what happened from 2007 to 2008, you can see these price reductions, right? The amount of sold price reductions. So again, we're gonna have to look at what the actual selling prices are once these houses close, but we're headed in that in the right direction for you buyers.
Yeah, and it really, everyone, it's time to start paying attention to what's going on and do the research yourself and pull it up. But things are changing.
They are changing. You know, and a lot of what's going on with the interest rates, with the Fed raising rates to kind of pump the brakes on the growth, the inflation growth that we've experienced, we've seen where a lot of buyers are kind of nervous that raising the interest rates by a couple points, they're kind of freaking out. And we have a video on that kind of breaks down the cost, analysis of, when the house price is actually a better value, but your mortgage is higher because of the percentage of interest that you're paying. Keep something in mind, guys. It's always best to get the house at a better price than it is a better interest rate, because if interest rates dip back down, you can refinance. You can't reprice the purchase of your home after you've bought it. And the important thing here to also remember is if we can get those houses, to dip down, 10% even, but then when you take that on top of the fact that you don't have to overpay for the price, $50,000 over asking price, and to actually get the house, we're going to find that it's going to be a great buyer's market, a great market for you. I don't know how long this dip will occur. The housing market is still tight on inventory, but guys, you need to pay attention if you're interested in buying a house. Stay ready, keep in contact with your agent. If you don't have an agent, guys, reach out to me. If you're not in Maryland, I have agents all over the country. They're very competent. I would be more than happy to point you to someone in your city that can help you out.
Yeah, great information, Todd, yet again. And if this is an inclination on the way things are going, we are in for a very interesting real estate market in the future.
We are, and guys, as always, we appreciate you watching. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. It'll let Melissa and I know that you do. And we always appreciate you subscribing if you want more real estate content from us here at Sachs Realty. Thanks for watching.
See you next time.
Sachs Realty, Maryland broker number 607720, office number 443-318-4514, equal housing opportunity.